Okay, so the first thing that we need to change is the effect when the enemies get hit. It displays the damage, and for that we have a free prefab somewhere here. So this, not this one, damage text. Okay, and we have to modify some things here. So right now this damage spawns and then moves upwards, but the issue is we also have to decrease the size of it and then fade it like in the original game. Um, so first thing, we have to change the scale. So we want to reduce the size over time. And then when it reaches the minimum size, then we fade it. So we turn the transparency to 0 in the color of the this text mesh. And we'll also experiment this with it a little bit. And it takes a while to open the code editor. And after we finish that, we'll create a new effect for a tower that we already have, um, uh, which is we'll also have a unit that goes from the end of the path to the beginning of the path and attack units. And that tower has a chance to spawn that unit. Also, last time we created a way to know which enemy is the first one, so the closest one to the end of the path, and we did that by adding colliders on the path, and we count those colliders. So the enemy with the biggest number of collisions should be the first, so the closest one to the end of the path. Okay, so after 2 minutes we opened the code editor, and yes, you see we do it in the update, so we move this text in the update. But let me see, we have the duration here. Yes, so we can no longer use the update. So instead, we'll create a coroutine for that. Okay, so like this, we call it fade effect. We just call it fade effect, I guess. And we'll use this duration for how long this will this effect will happen. Excuse me. So first, let's get a script from a folder on my desktop. We need this for here. Okay, so basically what we do, we use we actually need to replace this with the duration, so the animation duration. So basically this for here happens for that amount of time, so the animation duration, and in seconds, so this represents how many seconds. And now we need to move this like in the update, and let me actually comment this code. So transform translate. What this does, it moves the object in a direction. and in this case it is upwards, and then we multiply by how fast we want this to move. So we do that here, and then we said that we want to decrease the size of this text. So to do that, we need a beginning and an end point. And here we want a local scale like this. So the beginning value, and actually we don't need this vector 3. We need to say like this, vector 3. And inside here we'll have dark. And then another one will be the same. And then for the Z scale, it will be 1. And inside here, we need a starting point and an ending point. The starting point is obviously the scale it has when it's spawned. So we'll say here float starting scale equal to transform local scale x. So that's the starting point, and then the ending point will be so ending and scale will be, we want to take this and reduce it by some percent. So let's say 25%, but actually let's say that in a variable. So say size percent. Let me see if that's correct. 1 second. I don't know how to spell percent actually. Percent. Let's see. Is that the correct? Yes, percent. So size percent. We'll use this variable to. So here we want to decrease this by 25%. So it's the starting scale minus and then start scale times the percent, and then divided by 100. And this 100 needs to be a float like this. So we're working with the real numbers. So this means basically the end scale will be 25% less. Let me see if that is correct. So we subtract 25%. Yes, that looks correct. But to make sure that these operations are in order, we'll add parentheses here to make sure. And here now we can use these values. So the starting point is this, and then the end point like this, and then that t. So I will explain again what this lab is because it is very important. This selects a value between the start point and the end point. And this t here represents where exactly is that point. So 0 means the beginning and 1 means the end. And you can see that this force goes from 0 to 1, so from the beginning to the end. So that is for the scale, but now we want to, after we finish this for, we want to fade that color. And for that, we'll need, let me see which component we need actually. It's either the mesh renderer or the text mesh. So for that, let's see. Yes, it's the text mesh. So we need that component. So we create a variable for that, and we need to get that component in the sub function. So get component text mesh, and now we can modify the color. So again, we'll use this form, but thing is, we don't want this to last the same amount of seconds. So let's say float fade duration So this amount of will create another amount of seconds. And here we'll delete those. We don't need those. We just need the color. So the text mesh color. Text. Why doesn't it work? Oh my god. I made this incorrectly. Like this. Text. The color. And then we'll create a new color here. New color. Um, let me see how to make it white. So we need one on our values, red, green, and blue. So the new color will be one, 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 and then transparency will be, we'll use the lerp function again. And this time it's obviously starting point is 0 and the end point is sorry, the starting point is 1 and the ending is 0. So from completely visible to completely transparent, like this. Uh, Seems okay. Now we just need to call this coroutine. And also at the end we want to destroy this text. So at the end destroy game object. So after the animations we destroy it. Okay. Seems okay. And here in the start, after we get everything we need and set the values, we call that start coroutine effect. Okay. And now we have to give it give that so when we fade the color we have to give it duration and also the percent, so how much of that how much of the size we reduce. So let's say the percent is 25 and then that fades, let's say half a second, something like this. Now we have to see uh, yes, to see it in game. Let's see if that works. Um, well, it's not very clear if it works or not. Let me play that again. I'm not sure if that works. So for some reason, oh, I see the issue. Okay, my bad. I made a mistake here. The mistake is we changed the values in this object in the scene. We have to go to the prefab and change it. Yes, so the fade duration half a second and then the size 25. And we'll play with that, see which values are better, look better. So now we should see that effect. And also maybe we should add some decorations. Yes, so the thing is it needs to happen faster, in my opinion. So uh, we will maybe increase. So we want this to happen faster, maybe twice as fast. But if we do it like this and we make it happen fast twice as fast, we also have to decrease the speed here. So now when we go here in our prefab, uh, we have to divide these both by 2, so that the distance, the travel distance is the same. So we divide by 2 and hopefully it will be better. doesn't. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Sorry. So I made a mistake here. The mistake is we do not divide here. We double it. So it was like this, and now we multiply by 2. Sorry, my bad. That was my mistake. And right now this tower has 100% chance to spawn fire. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Let me see that again. Maybe we want to also decrease that. Okay. For now it's okay. We'll play with that later. Now the next thing we need is also why this not moving? I know it's for testing purposes, but why is this not moving? Yeah, why is that not moving? It was for testing purposes, but I would like this to move now. Let's see why that is the problem. So somewhere here we should have yes, in the enemy script here. Why are these not moving? Move speed 2.5. So why are these not moving? I'd like to know. Oh yes, of course. Yeah. I commented this for testing purposes, but now I want this to move. And now we'll do something here. We'll use that damage text to add the HP of the enemy. So let's drag that into our scene. Okay. Okay. Set that. Open. All right. So first thing we'll unpack this, so it's no longer a prefab. We'll call this the enemy HP text. Next. Okay, and now we need to yes add a text mesh component to our enemy script, which should be public text mesh. HP text mesh. Okay, and now we need here when we get hit and we decrease the HP, we want to update that text. So and also here when we start, so this text will be equal to the HP to string. Okay, and we'll copy this line here. We'll say here update HP text. So here when we decrease it, we say this. So, update text HP text, and also actually never mind. That's everything we need. Now we just have to add this to our enemies. Okay, so let's save it as a prefab first. Delete it. Delete everything except one. Now we add this, preferably the last child here in the list. Okay, let's give it nothing. Or actually, we need to test and see where we want this. Somewhere. This. Yeah, something like this. Now we can delete the text. And let's see if this works. Get some enemies here. So now we should see the HP and when it is modified. Yes, we do have an error because we forgot to add it to the script. So here, uh, yes, you see this is null here. This does not have that. Uh, Component like this. Okay, now it has it. Uh, and maybe let's create a folder for the enemies. And I will add this up here as a prefab. And now we can duplicate it again. Let's see it in action. Okay, but I don't see it. I don't see the HP for some reason, and I believe it is because we forgot to detach the script. So remember, we copied it um, uh, from the damage text. So you see it is here, so we have to remove this, but we'll remove it from the prefab itself. So from here, remove it, and now in the scene it should be removed as well. Yes. And also this tower right now has 100% to spawn the fire. We have to get a reasonable. Uh, but why does the HP that why is it not visible? I think it is because um, you see here in the damage text. Can you see? So the damage text it's the same, but by default this is on the 0 layer, so below the enemy. So we have to put it above everything. So we have to do this also on that text as well. So we'll create a script for that. So let's go to our script folder. Uh, Mono behavior. We call it enemy HP text, and let's add it, but not like this. We have to go to our prefab. So that all objects are affected by this. So in here, let's add the enemy HP text script, and now we can just copy the code from the damage text. So we need the mesh renderer, this one, and then we get it in the start function. So this time here, we can delete the update, and then we put that above everything. So like 10 or something. And now it should be visible. Let's make sure that those enemies in the scene have the script now attached. Yep. And but in the scene we cannot see it, but in the game it should be visible. Yes, you see now we have the HP there. You can see. Now we can continue to create the effect for that tower. So I will actually duplicate these enemies a little bit more, so I have more here. And now we'll add some towers so you can see the progress so far. But before we continue, do you have more time? Do you have like 30 minutes or something like that? Let me know, please, because uh, so I can manage the time better. Okay. So let's place some more towers here in the scene. let's say we have this, and for this one, the Reaper, we want to this one has a chance to kill enemies instantly. And when it does that, I also want to spawn that unit here that will go from the beginning to the from the end to the beginning, attack enemies. So before we can do that, we actually have to create that unit. So let's do that right now. Okay. So we need an empty object. We'll call it Reaper unit. With the sprite render. Okay, and then what? With a collider, so box collider 2D, maybe rigid body 2D. This one will be kinematic, we move it by script. We can freeze rotation, I guess. Now let's find the graphics for this one. You still got us, okay. Okay, so let's find that. Yes, so here we have the sprites. Obviously we use pixel art, so we don't want the pixels to combine. We want to see all pixels, so we use this setting here. And now we can divide this into multiple sprites. You can see that by doing this automatically, these are different sizes. So in the animation, this unit will move around, and we don't want that. So we have to split it by a certain size. And now we have to experiment and see which size this is. But maybe we can find it with the calculator. Let's see the size of this image. I do not see the properties. Let me see those. Why can't I see the size? Is there a setting here somewhere? Settings. I don't think this is no. I do not know the size of this, and it usually it shows it here in the corner, but I do not see it for some reason. So I guess we'll have to experiment a little bit. Wait, 100. 100. It's not 164. Not 64 either. Yes, yes, let's find that. It must be somewhere else. I need to know the exact size of this image so we can split it. Somewhere here should be. I should have yes, this one. So let's see this image, the resolution, and we want the. Why can't I just click it? Let me see. Okay. Oh, here it is. We need to know the exact size. So 320, okay, 320, and how many lines do we have here? So it must be then 320 by 4 divided. See, so that is the size now. All right, we determine the size, we split it now. Yep, and now we can add one frame here so we can see the unit. And we want this to be above the enemies. So let's see, the enemies are on layer 3. So I'll put this on layer 4. Yeah. And it's a little bit small. Size it a little bit, maybe twice the size, maybe even 1.5, something like this. Yep, that's, I don't know, maybe 3. Okay, that looks okay. Now we want the collider to be at its feet. We only want the feet. So how do we first let's give it a random value and we can now resize it. All right, so we want this to control the movement of this. Okay, maybe even more, something like this. And we'll create a layer. We need three layers here. Actually, so one is will be player unit. Then we want uh, layer unit uh, collider, and then we want start collider like this. So we'll place this in the player unit layer. Okay, and also let's give it a tag just to make sure. Or never mind. Wait, never mind. We now just need to create a script. So create a script model behavior reaper unit. So basically, when this the reaper kills a unit instantly, so there is a chance to do for it to do that. We'll spawn this unit here. Okay. We want this to be trigger, so no physics on the collider. Everybody seems okay. Let's see, Reaper projectile Reaper unit. Now we add the Reaper unit script, and let's see. We need a couple of things. We need a public int damage, and for this we'll need two animations. Okay. So if we need animations, we need the animator component for this. So animator, and we have to create the controllers. So animation controller Reaper unit. So now we can create those animations. Okay, so Reaper unit run. So the run animation first. But for that, let's see which one these. So it seems that the wait, is that idle or is it working? I'm not sure. Yes. So the first one is working. So the first 8 frames are working. So one to this. Let's see how that looks. Yep, we have to reduce the speed. Maybe even more. 10 maybe. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and this one should loop, of course. And then we want Reaper unit um, Reaper unit attack. Okay, so then we want the next 8 frames. So these, let's see. Okay. Yep. We want somewhere around these frames to deal the damage to the enemies around it. Okay. So now we have these two animations. Just let's make sure that the Reaper attack animation does not loop here. The default should be wait, yes. So here the default should be run. Um, yeah, that looks. Maybe if I make the transition from here to here, it will work. We'll have to experiment. So let's go to that script here. We want a couple of things. So we'll call this stats, and then the components we need, and those are sprite renderer, and maybe make this public. This one, sprite renderer. Wait, do we actually need a sprite renderer? I actually don't think we do. We just need the rigid body 2D, so we can make this move. Animator, so we can control the animation. And then we want some move speed here, float move speed. So in the start we get those components, so rigid body. Okay, and then the same for the animator. Get component rigid body 2D. Not body, rigid body, the animator here. Okay. And now we want to attack. So with a certain attack speed. So we'll say public float attack counter, and then float attack counter limit. So the counter starts from 0. We count from 0, and in the update we count the time. So this we add this to this the time delta time. So the difference in time between frames, and then we verify if we reach the limit. So if this is bigger than the limit, and then here we attack. So let me zoom in a little bit. So here we want to attack, and how do we do that? First, we'll actually we will actually use the logic from the where is it? I don't see the file here. Where is it? Cucumber file. Yes, this one. So we'll use that function, physics to d circle overlap. So it's like a raycast, but it's in the size of a. So we find the enemies within a certain range with this. Okay, so that's what we need to do here. So first get our enemies in the range. Oh. Okay, and we need the range, and this will be this there marks means we only target the enemies. So here we'll say public float range, range, and then we need the layer mask that will only target enemies. So public layer mask like this. Okay. So first we get this, and then we deal the damage to them. So let's copy that as well from here. Yes, like this. That seems okay. But before that, we reset the attack counter here. So when we attack, we reset the counter. And that should be enough. But here, when we attack, we want to enable the animation. So here we'll say, but actually, maybe we do it another way. Okay. We want to deal the damage at a certain point in the animation. Yes, so to do that, let's make a function here. So public void, uh, yes, attack enemies in range. Okay, so here we do this here, we copy it here. So here instead of doing that, here we'll do it in the animation. So first enable the animation. So animator play, and then the name of the animation, which I believe is Reaper unit attack. So we play the animation. Let's see if that is okay here. Yes, that's the correct name. So now we can just place an event on the animation. So this one here, the attack. And let's see that where exactly do we want it? I think somewhere around here, right? Yeah, we place it here. Okay, so here we place this, but we'll use this button here, so add event, and then we use the attack enemies in range. Okay. So now we need to do a couple of things here. First of all, let's disable the towers because I want to see this in action, the Reaper unit. And we want this to be flipped towards the other side, so it looks towards the other way. Okay. Let's see. Here, the layer we target is just the enemy layer. The damage we will receive, it will be from the uh, the Reaper. But so we place some damage just for testing purposes. Then the speed, some speed, the attack limit. So maybe like 2 seconds, I don't know. Range 1, let's say 1 for now. And it's time to test. But before that, when it reaches these corners here, we need to change direction. So we'll create a collider for that. Yes. So let's create a collider. We'll put it in the player unit collider layer. So we'll call this player unit collider. So let's give it a tag. Player unit collider. Okay. And a box collider 2D. Okay, now we can place it here. Something like this. No physics. We can duplicate it now. Place it another corner. And here, when it reaches the end, we want to have a we'll call it start collider. So start collider. Let's give it a tag also. Okay. But what? Okay. Okay, let's place it here. It should be. Okay. Okay. And this here need to have some information so we know which direction uh, uh, in which direction this unit goes. But before that, let's go to the settings. 1 second. Oh, you have to go. All right. Then no problem. We'll stop here for today, and we'll continue later. There's no problem. there's no problem. We can stop. Right. So we'll stop here for today and continue tomorrow.